Hey, guess what? It rained again. 2/10. But yeah, I don't think we've had a week this summer yet that it hasn't rained multiple days. It's great for my garden. Anyway, I was going to come out here and do a few minutes of weeding or pruning or whatever before the sun came out, but the sun came out, so I only have 15 minutes anyway, so not a big deal. But wanted to show you what I did yesterday before it started getting too hot. I worked on these zucchini, getting them tied up. This one's not so great. I moved the pole. I need another one for that guy, but I got them. I'm doing the vertical zucchini situation. So basically you tie them up vertically as they grow. You get rid of all the leaves and male flowers and things below the fruit that you're dealing with. So in this case, this guy is probably the one that we're watching. I think I got rid of a few above. I also get rid of any of them that are like crossing over other zucchini plants and causing shade for things, or if they're broken. This one, I'm maybe going to tie it up a little bit more once it sort of starts aiming upward. It was really tipped yesterday, but I've got one over here. This one, I guess I only tied, oh no, I tied this one, but it needs to be tied up a little straighter, but it's kind of hard when the zucchini are touching the ground. But they were shading my poor peppers. They're so sad. So I wanted to get that going before it got too bad. And my next plan of attack is this bed over here that was supposed to be beans. And as you can see, there are no beans. But there's a lot of volunteer borage from last year. So there's a weird sound. Oh, I see it's my son. I was trying to figure out what that was. Anyway, I'm gonna get rid of some of this, not all of it, because as you can see, the bees love it. But I can't get to anything. So I think I'll leave these edge ones here on this side, and cut down some in the middle and the ones that are going over there. And I think I might just cut them at the base and leave the roots and everything intact. But so we'll still have some pretty blue flowers. And at some point I have been kind of trying to train these cucumbers to grow up instead of out into my dill. I got this guy trying to train him up this. Instead of taking this out, I thought, oh, I'll just leave it there. He can climb up. And then here's the dill in the middle here. But as you can see, the cucumbers are trying to use it as a thing to climb. And I think I've got one more picking of peas out of both sides of my peas, and then we'll probably take those out and plant some new ones maybe. I probably should get rid of that volunteer borage there too. But that's kind of what's going on. I do need to also get through the potatoes a little. I'm thinking of, if it ever dries out, getting this first row taken care of, so the tomatoes on both sides here have a little more space. They're getting a little crowded on that side. Look, my zinnias are all getting huge, and here's the Benary's giants, and I really should have pinched them, but it kind of hurts me to do that, so I don't know. I got a little weeding to do also. But everybody is starting to take off. Oh, and that bucket of potatoes, I need to look at that too. But melons, the weeds, everything's just looking really great right now. On the list also, not for a hot day, because it will die and also get eaten by mosquitoes, is to go through the pumpkins again and check for squash vine borer eggs. Now that we're starting to get some buds, I won't be using pesticides anymore. So now it's all going to be manual. They look good now, so I hope that means nothing has burrowed in yet. So hopefully if I can get through weeds and eggs, we'll be okay. I'm just going to take a peek and see if we can see any Found a couple the other day. Oh, yep. I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera. Right down there, right by my fingernail. Let's see if I can get closer. That is a squash vine boar egg. So I've just been like scraping them off with a knife or something. Oh shoot, does that look like? Oh no, that's just a leaf. So they're kind of hard to find. There's another one. So what I've done in the past is all the things, but here's some more. I have done beneficial nematodes in the ground in the fall to hopefully eat the larvae. I have done, what have I done? Everything. I've done all the things. So what I'm doing now is I am planting them in the ground so that they are a little bit later than if I started them from inside. And then when they start coming up, I do use a pesticide powder on the stems to hopefully deter the moths, as long as there's no flowers on anything in this garden. I'll use that, like if it rains, I'll reapply, and then I check them as frequently as possible for eggs and try to take all the eggs off. And this year, I'm hoping I don't give up too soon. I tend to decide, okay, it's fine, and then I give up, and then that's when everything dies. So I also have an electric fly swatter that I'll bring out here and kill the moths if I see them. Actually, I've only seen one this year so far. I maybe need to come out here more. I think they like it when it's hot like this. I probably should have my swatter with me, but I don't. But I'll go along and see if I can find any. It doesn't take very many moths to decimate or patch with their eggs. What is going on here? This guy don't look so good. Something overspray or something happened here. So that might be a prime candidate for bugs and things. Yep. A whole bunch. What I don't know is if I get these off of here and I fling them somewhere, are they going to still hatch and eventually find their way over here? Or is that good enough? Do I need to be doing something more specific with them? I don't know. Anyway, I hate these things and I wish they'd go away. I feel like there's not as many this year, but that could just be perception. Maybe they'll be late. I believe they were kind of late last year because of the weather. And the weather's weird again this year. But they're kind of my arch nemesis. So I'll probably have to come out here maybe tonight if it cools down enough to wear a sweatshirt so I don't get eaten alive. But when the sun is down, and take care of some of these others. But I shall leave you with my flower beds that are going a little crazy, and hope you're staying cool if it's hot where you are.